Welcome back to another Premier League predictions video. This is for week 21 of the Premier League. We are well into the second half of the season, so there are no more excuses for bad performances. Also, this week we have rescheduled fixtures, but for some reason, instead of all the games being played over one weekend, they've been spread out over 2 weeks, which is absolutely ridiculous because it makes no sense as to why you wouldn't have the games spread out over just 1 week. Obviously, we've got the international break coming up as well, but even so, these matches should have been rescheduled at a later time rather than being heaped into this one single game week, which makes absolutely no sense. Anyway, first game up is Arsenal and Man City. This is a massive game for both sides. Both sides have to win this game. For Arsenal, if they win this game, they'll solidify their chances of making it into the top 4. And for Man City, it'll be another win to secure the league title. Both sides are in exceptional form. Arsenal have won 4 out of the last 5 league games, which is impressive. And for Man City, they've won their last 10 league games, which is absolutely ridiculous. How do you compete against that? But either way, this will be a tough game. Either side could win it. I think it'll be a 2-1 win to Man City. Next game up is Watford and Tottenham. This will be a 3-0 win to Tottenham. Next game up is Crystal Palace and West Ham. This will be a tough game for both sides. Either side could win it. Palace have been in dreadful form recently, although they did win their last game, so that will help. And for West Ham, they were also in poor form recently, but they also won their last league game, beating Watford 4-1 away from home. Very impressive and also unexpected because I would have thought that because of how poor their form has been recently, they wouldn't have been able to produce that kind of performance, but they did. Similar to Palace, who, really put away Norwich in that first half. Somehow, they looked really good. Somehow, both sides have kind of come back into form. And this will be a close one. Once again, either side could win it. I think it'll be a 2-2 draw. Next game up is Brentford and Aston Villa. Another two sides that are in poor form. Brentford have only won once in their last 5 games, which is shocking. It's just not good enough. And for Aston Villa, they've won just twice in their last 5 league games, which isn't the worst form ever, but it's still pretty poor. It's only 6 points out of 15, which isn't good enough at the top level. This will be a tough game. Both sides are low in confidence. This will be a 1-1 draw. Next game up is Everton and Brighton. This will be a 1-0 win to Brighton. Next game up is Leeds and Burnley. This will be a tough game for both sides. Either side can win it. I don't really see either of these sides scoring a lot of goals in this game. Both sides have struggled both offensively and defensively this season, so I think it will be a cagey game. Not many chances. And I think it'll be a 0-0 draw. Next game up is Chelsea and Liverpool. If Arsenal and Man City is a massive game, this one is even bigger. Both sides have stumbled recently. They've dropped quite a few points. And it looks like they're out of the title race. If any of these sides have any chance of winning the title, they have to win this game. It's a must-win game. Obviously, Chelsea dropped points at home to Brighton. It looked like they had the game pretty much, I wouldn't say pretty much, secure, but, they're winning the game up until, stoppage time right at the end, and they concede. Some shocking stuff. But obviously, Brighton were very good in that game, so, you have to give them credit as well. And for Liverpool, I'm not quite sure how they didn't manage to dispatch Leicester, considering they conceded 6 goals against Man City in the previous game, which is absolutely ridiculous. Like, there's no excuses for Liverpool to have not won that game, and they paid the price. But going into this one, this will be a tough game. Either side could win it. Obviously, defensively, Chelsea have looked suspect over the last, really the last month or so, and even beyond that. They've just been shocking at the back. Injuries don't help, but still, you should have some sort of reinforcements to play in the system you have. And for Liverpool, their defense isn't the best, but obviously, their attack speaks for itself. Either side could win it. I think it'll be a 2-1 win to Liverpool. Next game up is Manchester United and Wolverhampton. I'm not quite sure what to make of Man United because obviously they beat Burnley in their last game, which was somewhat convincing. But then, obviously they failed to win their previous game against Newcastle, so their form is questionable. And for Wolves, obviously they didn't play their last game. It got cancelled against Arsenal, so, they've had quite a few games, cancelled now. They're having a very good season, but it is a concern that they haven't scored that many league goals. I think it's like they've scored about 13 for the season, which is just not good enough for the top level. They should be doing a lot better. But having said that, defensively, they've been very good, so you have to praise them for that. Going to this one, this will be a tough game. Either side could win it. I think it'll be a 2-1 win to Manchester United. Next game up is Southampton and Brentford. This will be the second game Brentford plays in this game week, but they'll be playing this game not this week, it'll be the week after that. So kind of in 2 weeks' time, if that makes any kind of sense. This will be a tough game to call. Southampton, I guess are having a decent season. They're pretty much mid-table right now, so make of that what you will. And for Brentford, every game from this point on is a massive game for them. They'll have to try and pick up as many points as they can from now till the end of the season. And really, same thing with Southampton. They want to try and reach that 40-point mark as soon as possible. So this is a big game. But I think this will be a 2-1 win to Southampton. Next game up is Everton and Leicester. I don't see Everton getting anything out of this game. Obviously, they've had some injuries, but really, the last couple of months have been so poor. Now, they did get a 1-1 draw with Chelsea, which was impressive, but it was so long ago that, it'll be hard for them to kind of replicate that type of performance, or really, it'll be hard to see them having that kind of performance again. We'll have to wait and see, though. They've had quite a few games cancelled, so maybe they are well rested and they'll be up for this game. And obviously, it's in about 2 weeks' time, so, there you go. And for Leicester, I don't know how they managed to beat Liverpool, considering they shipped 6 goals against Man City the previous game. It makes no sense, but I guess that's the Premier League for you. These sorts of things happen, so whatever. This will be a 3-1 win to Leicester. And the last game for the game week is West Ham and Norwich. This will be a 3-0 win to West Ham. Norwich are in massive trouble and they've got to do something different. Otherwise, it looks like they're going to be relegated pretty soon. And that's about it.